We will be denying entry to Canada to people who are not Canadian citizens or permanent residents.
Prime Minister Justin Trudeau also said airlines will ban anyone with coronavirus symptoms from getting off the plane. Only 4 airports in the country will now receive international
Australia's
flights.
official number of coronavirus cases appears to be almost doubling every 3 days, with more than 330 people now diagnosed. For the latest, let's
big and
bring in
small,
Alex.
this is the new normal as the coronavirus crisis changes daily life as we know it. New York City announcing it could soon follow the Bay Area's shelter-in-place directive. 7 million people told to go home and stay home. Cable cars here are idle. Snarled traffic over the Golden Gate Bridge is gone as the mayor works in an empty city hall.
Tonight, 345 more people dead in Italy in the last 24 hours. The total now over 2,500. Patients contained, although the virus is not. Families on lockdown. The dead are buried without them. Tonight, one glimmer of hope. Cases in Italy's original red zone down slightly. But back in America, concern over what's playing out in Italy. And they have more doctors and hospital beds per person than in the US.
A few schools had already locked their gates, like this primary school in Hertfordshire, closed today for a deep clean because of 2 cases of coronavirus. Many others were seeing falling attendance of staff and pupils. Now the whole school system is being shut down. The Prime Minister, in his now daily crisis press conference, said the course of the virus...
In the last couple of hours, the Northern Ireland executive announced that schools in Northern Ireland will close to pupils from Monday, in line with school closures across the UK. But first, an acknowledgement from both Sinn Féin and the DUP that the response to the virus would be apolitical.
Are currently very scary. And things are going to be weird for a while, for weeks, and honestly, more likely months. And the fact that that is true makes it even more important that going forward, we're going to need to look out for one another, and not just in terms of containing the transmission of this virus, but also in terms of the economic impact that this is going to have on people who may well not be able to weather it.
The coronavirus disease, also known as COVID-19, is an infectious disease caused by a new virus. The disease causes respiratory illness, similar to the flu, with symptoms such as a cough, fever, and in more severe cases, difficulty breathing, and so on. This new virus is technically a large family of viruses that causes illness ranging from the common cold to more severe diseases, such as Middle East Respiratory Syndrome and Severe Acute Respiratory Syndrome, both of which are pretty deadly to some. COVID-19 has been discovered since in 2019 and has not been previously identified in humans. Coronaviruses are zoonotic, meaning they are transmitted between animals and people. A lot of people like to make the claim that the coronavirus is really deadly and can kill a bunch of people. Some people say it's similar to the flu and that you can just get over it really quickly. I've been heavily debating on whether to do a video about the coronavirus, mainly because it's been spreading everywhere and a lot of people have already been talking about it, and I didn't want to make it seem like as if I was trend hopping. But recently I've been having some really mixed emotions about this, and also because I avoid talking about it because it slowly came up to its political era. I'm no political man, and this is definitely not a political channel, but what's been happening has been really getting on my nerves, and I really didn't know how else to express it other than sharing to you guys how I personally feel about this. Others like to make the claim that it'll just kill the elderly and that young people shouldn't be afraid of it. If that were the case, then schools wouldn't be closed, young people who have jobs would be at work, assuming that their jobs let them do that, and news media wouldn't report on young people getting the virus.
And even when I heard that it spread to my home state, I still never thought that I would get it. Being 18 and hearing about all the headlines saying it only affects older people, it gave me even more false security, I guess. I never thought it would affect me, especially because I don't have any health conditions either, so.
If anyone is thinking of taking any chances, just take a look at me. I'm in the intensive care unit. I can't breathe without this. And please, none of you take any chances. I mean it. Because if it gets really bad, then you're going to end up here.
I'm scrolling through social media and I'm seeing posts like this, and posts like this.
This is Clearwater Beach here.
And posts like this. What the fuck?
I don't know how he could get this, and we were very careful. He was following all precautions, wearing masks, sanitizing hands, washing hands. It can hit any age of people. It doesn't ask permission, how old are you?
And I think the problem lies in that people think, oh, I'm young, I'm healthy, it's just gonna be a bad flu, I'm gonna be fine.
View this the same as the flu.
Or they think, well, I'm just gonna get it anyway, what's the point of even isolating myself if it's inevitable?
Tonight, a 17-year-old boy from outside Los Angeles has become the youngest person in the country to have died after contracting COVID-19.
But also think of it this way. Would you like to see an elderly that you know die from COVID-19? I'll let you think about it. The answer is mainly up to you at the end of the day. I do think that this may take a while for this to get resolved. Just hear me out here. This is a new virus spreading, and not a lot of people are prepared for it. This isn't like the flu. In other words, for the flu, we actually have cures for it. With the virus, we almost don't know 100% what the cure is. For those who have recovered, we gotta latch on to that cure for dear life, and trying to get to everyone is going to be really difficult. I hope that all makes sense. I'm sometimes not the best at explaining things. Authorities are taking measures to prevent the spreading of COVID-19 and developing some sort of vaccine. Until then, the best of protection is to avoid any infected areas or people, or just staying inside. This is also known as quarantine. A lot of people try to make this COVID-19 virus very political, which it really shouldn't be. I don't care if you're in the Democratic Party, I don't care if you're in the Republican Party, hell, I don't care if you're in the Mario Party, but I think we as a human race should at least look out for one another. Things have been really, really weird lately, and having each month be different, I guess you can say that we aren't prepared for another pandemic. Or epidemic, I don't fucking know at this point. The stock market has been at its lowest low. Last time I remember it being this low was back in 2008. Honestly, I can go on and on and on about this coronavirus, but what I have to say, it's already been said. What I want to say, it's already been said before. Now, of course, I know in the title, it shows like, will this affect VidCon? How will this affect Disneyland? At the time of me editing this and the past recordings in the time, VidCon hasn't said a word about it, and well, now they did say something about it, and it's being canceled. They're planning on probably doing something for the fall or something like that, but only time will tell, honestly. For others like Disneyland, it's the same thing. Everything is being closed down because of this coronavirus, and I've had some really mixed opinions about this whole thing. Mixed emotions as well, because it's really crazy and mind-boggling at the same time. But yeah, please, wash and clean and quarantine, please. Like, I know those things may be the most forgettable things, but like, we as a human race should look out for one another, I feel like. It's so weird, the state we're in. And people thought that 2016 was the worst year. Anyway, again, I would have said a lot more, but it feels like as of me editing and doing more research for this video, everything I had to say had already been said. But I thought I'd at least spread my concerns about the coronavirus, or COVID-19, whatever you want to call it. Which, by the way, COVID-19 literally is an acronym for Coronavirus Disease 19. But no, on a serious note, though, it's just all over the place, honestly. But like I said, whatever I had to say was just basically already been said. But hopefully, you guys learned something out of this. I don't know, for those that don't know much about the coronavirus, which I'm pretty sure you guys already do. You guys already have. I thought I'd just spread in my concerns about it, and because there are some people out there that I do talk to that don't know the actual dangers of it. And I don't know, I thought I'd just probably bring it all short and summary, but hopefully you guys enjoy this video. I had to scrap all the old footage because they were just so out of date. And so here we are now. So yeah, hope you guys enjoy this video, and I'll see you guys later. Peace. Sorry that this was more of a serious topic video. It's just, I just had to get it off my chest at some point. There is no cure, it's not secure, pandemic soon begins. But don't be scared, just stay prepared when panic settles in. It's growing fast, so wear a mask, buy plenty of extra food. But don't wait long, it's soon to be gone, and now you're screwed.